DeMeco Ryan speaks, more of the same, some good news as well as the Texans go on to Dallas. It is S&L, Landry Locker, Cody Stoots with you. We got confirmation. Nico Collins will practice this week. So I guess we can say we anticipate Nico being back on the field on Monday against the Cowboys. Who knows? He practiced last Friday. But this was kind of the same thing that happened with Mixon when he practiced and didn't go the next week. I think we saw him on the field. So we should see Nico Collins on the field against the Cowboys, which is a very welcome sight for the Houston Texans. One of their best players, one of the best receivers in the league statistically. Before he went down, he could be back, which is a big thing. It doesn't solve all the problems, but that's a big thing.
I hope it doesn't go like Mixon because he was on the Friday before Jacksonville and then he didn't play against Buffalo. So I hope it's not.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
I hope it's like, yeah. Look, it feels like he probably could have played on Sunday. Don't know why they screwed around with the whole process and why they treated it the way they did. There was no setback. DeMeco Ryan's claimed game time decision, although I didn't see Nico Collins necessarily warming up out there. So, I mean, maybe he showed up to the stadium and they made the decision or whatever, but. Yeah, so he's going to be back, it feels like, and that's going to be a huge boost. That's going to be a huge positive for this offense and everything that we talked about last week about how he can make this team better and help out every asset and every facet of this offense is certainly
going to say asset. You got a little accent going there. You say asset?
Every what?
Did you say every asset?
Every aspect?
Oh. They said asset. I was like, damn, a little something there. Okay, I see you. All right, keep going.
Every aspect of this offense, I mean, he's going to make it all better. He's going to make CJ better. He's going to make the O-line better. And the real exciting thing about this offense is we've barely seen their two best offensive weapons on the field at the same time. Nico Collins and Joe Mixon have played 1.5 games together. So getting them both on the field at the same time,
yeah, huge.
It's going to be enormous. We're going to finally see, like, you want to find out about CJ Stroud sophomore season. You want to find out about Bobby Slowick's offensive. Give them the weapons and let's see what those guys can do.
Yeah, and I think this team, and this is the whole thing. Like the way we talk about them, there's I don't want to say sky is falling type of vibe with the last couple of weeks, but the bar is so high, and I don't think it's a lost cause, and that's what's the frustrating part because, yeah, they've been without Nico Collins, they're without Will Anderson, but they still could have beat the Lions, and that's what the frustrating thing is good teams can find ways to win when guys are out, and they are a good team. They have potential greatness at important spots, and that's what the frustrating thing is. I don't think the season is some sort of lost cause. I do think you're kind of limited with the offensive line, which I kind of want to get to because there's a theme with the Houston Texans and with the offensive line, and there's a theme with Bobby Slowick. They're getting national attention now. It is a national story now, and it's not a good one. Bobby Slowick is getting a lot of criticism from the film nerds, and the offensive line is getting mocked on the internet all the way around. That's the thing that I kind of want to bring it back to, because on one hand, you feel like they have the elite potential, but on the other hand, the two things that are getting the most attention around the country are things that don't really that can prevent this team from getting where they want to go.
Yeah, with Slowick in the offense, I mean, Slowick's getting crushed by the film people and the advanced stats people. I mean, Texans Cap put out a tweet yesterday where basically nobody even comes close to them with how many second and long and third and longs that they run, and it's horrible with how they operate on second and third and long and how bad it is for the team and how much it puts them in a hole from an offensive standpoint. You got Chris Sims talking about how basically Bobby Slowick runs a baby version of the Shanahan tree, and he's not very good at it. And then, I mean, take your pick on the offensive line. There's all sorts of things you could say about them.
Yeah, and that's the problem with the offensive line is that you don't know how that gets better. I think the offense itself can get better with Nico Collins, But the offensive line, I don't know how in the heck the offensive line gets better. That's the problem that I have. I guess Nico can make it a little bit better, but I don't know how it gets elite.
I do wonder if there's just a little bit more to the offensive line configuration we saw on Sunday, where you have Juice Scruggs at left guard, you had Jarrett Patterson at center, and then you had the 3 veterans in their spots. I do wonder if that can get better than what you saw against Detroit. The scary part about that configuration is that's not that's from a talent standpoint, that's one of the least talented defensive lines that they're going to face for the rest of the season. And that defensive line didn't have a tremendous amount of trouble, getting to CJ Stroud. I mean, it was pass blocking was better, but it still wasn't really good. And then they clogged up the rushing attack really bad. The Lions did. Now the Lions have a good linebacking core, and they're a well-coached defense, and they seemed ready for a lot of the rushing attack. But I do wonder if what we saw on Sunday is not the best version of that offensive line. I'm not sitting here telling you it's gonna jump and be amazing, but I do believe that those 5 guys in those 5 spots can get a little bit better. And if they get a little bit better and you get Nico Collins back, you can sort of see how the floor of that offense raises a little bit and the ceiling of that offense raises a little bit. It's not going to be probably to where it needs to be to go where the Texans want to go, but it's going to be better than the crap we've seen for the past few weeks.
Well, do you think that this is the 5 that they go with? That'll be my question. Do you think this is the 5? Is this the 5 down the stretch? Is there any chance that they make any other changes?
Well, no, they'd probably need another 9 weeks to make another change. It took them 9 weeks to bench Kenyon Green, and even then it was only an injury that benched him. So they probably need another 9 weeks to change things up again. I also don't know how many different things are out there. It seems like they're not going to bench Shaq Mason, even though he's one of the worst offensive linemen on the team. So his spot seems solid. I would be surprised if they benched Tytus Howard, though. I know a lot of people would be in favor of that and just seeing what Blake Fisher has and sort of that's why Blake Fisher's here commentary. And I'd be interested in seeing the Patterson Scruggs center left guard alignment again. So I don't know that I want to see either one of those guys swapped out just yet.
I do want to at least see what they look like when they're run blocking against not the Lions. Cause I will say like that is a very, very good rushing defense. So as bad as it was, and it was the
top
first
10
time you saw the O-line, like you saw, and DJ Reader had a little more juice this week. Like, let's just be serious. Like he wants to kick the Texans' ass every time he sees them, whether it's the regime that got rid of him or not. So
yeah, because they gave Whitney Merciless his money.
Yes, they did, and that was a very bad decision. But I think he has a little bit of extra juice. So I do want to see, like, in fairness, this is where I'm at with the offensive line. Like, if the offensive line were a restaurant, like if the offensive line were a restaurant and you were going to that restaurant, I feel like you would have to choose between, okay, do you want to drink or do you want to eat? It's not, you can't have both. So do you want pass blocking or do you want run blocking is the question that I feel like you have with this offensive line. I would probably rather eat than drink, and I'll just eat without having a drink because I'm hungry. And when you have CJ Stroud, I think pass blocking you want better, and you just hope Joe Mixon can make the run blocking better. I think it's better than it was against the Lions because I think the Lions were good. But I think if we're expecting this to be like a good run blocking and pass blocking offensive line, I think we're kind of fooling ourselves. I don't think we can have both of those things.
Yeah, you're asking for probably way too much if you're hoping that they would get anywhere close to good in either of those scenarios. It may only be a situation where you get one good and one bad. You'd love just both to be average, but the belief that can occur is just so low right now. I wouldn't believe in it.
Shout out to Frankie Bones, who is swarming the super chat.
You ain't never hate.
Swarm.
It says Nico slants will help out the O-line a lot, in my opinion. Yeah, I think Nico slants, Nico's short game, the threat of Nico, like he doesn't make you better. I think we all agree with that. So
he's the best scramble drill wide receiver with CJ Stroud as well.
Someone's asking who's at the podium. They're actually off today. Their schedule is such to where they're actually practicing on Saturdays. So today is basically Monday, I guess we can say Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday, and then the rest of the week will be pushed back one day. So Thursday will be Wednesday, Friday will be Thursday, Saturday will be Friday.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Bobby Slowick is going to speak on Friday instead of Thursday.
Damn it, Bobby.
DeMeco Ryans, he has a motto when it comes to the offensive line. I'll tell you what that motto is in a sec. First, let's hear from DeMeco Ryans with the offensive line evaluation. Take it away, Coach.
That play was to start the play, we had an issue with the cadence. We all weren't on the same page with the cadence. Guy got off the ball quick. We were late off the ball, and they were able to get the sack on CJ. And not sure what happened. From my perspective, it looked like Tytus was just trying to make sure he held CJ, and it's just something that he wasn't trying to take the ball. I would say if you speculating there, he wasn't trying to take the football. He's just trying to protect CJ.
All right, that was him on the Tytus Howard play. Let me say this: DeMeco Ryans will ride, die, and lie for his offensive line, and that is what DeMeco Ryans will do. And this is another example of keeping it real going wrong with DeMeco Ryans. On one hand, you say he's a player's coach, and he's just going to go to bat for him, and it doesn't matter what they say. I have no problem with them lying to us at the podium. I think it's fine. If you want to lie with a purpose, that's fine. But in this instance, first of all, this is the equivalent of when Kenyon Green was playing bad, and he said Kenyon Green was getting too much criticism, and the offensive line was getting too much criticism, and then
go find the good plays.
And then the 4 weeks after that, we saw the offensive line just completely fall apart. So this is like the new, like we've already seen that DeMeco Ryans is willing to lie for his offensive line. The thing about this is, it's obvious what he was trying to do. He was trying to do, you've seen offensive linemen take the ball from their quarterback and get a few extra yards. You've seen the Caleb Williams play with OU where he did it on 4th down. If he, let's just pretend DeMeco's telling the truth. And this is where you get in trouble telling lies. And I don't know if you lied as a kid or anything like that, but when you lie, you get yourself in more trouble. Let's pretend that Tytus Howard really was not trying to take the ball from CJ Stroud on that play, which he clearly was. That's even worse, dude. Like that, if that's not what you were trying to do in that instance, like it's bad either way. It's dumb and it went wrong, obviously. But if that's not what you were trying to do and that's what that looked like, then the hand-eye coordination, the ability to do what you want to do is even worse than we thought with Tytus Howard. If what you were trying to do there was hold CJ Stroud up, that's even worse. It's even worse because you did something stupid unintentionally. You either did something stupid intentionally or you did it unintentionally and you had the same result. So it doesn't really help in that instance. Just bad all the way around. But he is right on the basis of the play. He said the cadence was off and you saw Laramie Tunsil get beat. So that's probably the bigger issue on itself. But he's willing to lie for his offensive line. He's willing to go to bat for his players, which is fine. That we've seen that. That's nothing new.
And there's just so many things about that play that annoys me. Because like if Tytus just continues to block his guy, that guy never gets to CJ, and then Tytus never gets a situation where he's trying to rip the ball away from CJ or hold him up. Or also, if you're trying to hold him up, why wouldn't you bear hug everything and try to keep him up that way? He had his hands on the football. Like, I just don't understand why you need to defend that. Look, if this was 4th and gotta have it and the quarterback's getting sacked, sure. It's 3rd down.
No, I don't even mind if you're stripping the quarterback. We've seen linemen do it before. Like I don't like it just didn't work out. Like it didn't work out, and it's a risky play to begin with. Like I'm with Remy B. If he said he was trying to make a play, that's fine.
Well, no, that's dumb too. Because
but did you
because it was 3rd and 10. So it wasn't 3rd and 1.
So
he's not getting 10 yards.
Well, if he
that was dumb too. And the thing is the Texans were able to hold the Lions to a field goal in the ensuing drive. If they don't recover the football, the Lions take the lead via a touchdown because they're right there.
Here's what I would say. I would say he was trying to make a play. We can't have that. We just gotta let that go. It happens. The end, but it doesn't matter. DeMeco's gonna lie for the offensive line. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna lie.
What did Frank Ross say? We asked about guys trying to catch the ball inside the 2. don't go looking to make a play. The ability to make a play will find you.
Yeah.
Tytus was going to look to make a play, and it almost turned into a damn disaster.
Dime says, imagine if Howard didn't delete his Twitter a month ago. Look,
you think he's not on Twitter?
He's on Twitter, brother.
He's on Twitter.
And by the way, I want you all, if you have Twitter, just go to Twitter and type in Tytus Howard and watch what pops up. Tytus Howard CTE is the first thing that pops up
in like the search bar.
In the search bar, it is the predictable. It says Tytus Howard CTE, and then it's like a complete roast. So yeah, I find it hard to believe that Tytus isn't on Twitter. I don't believe that for a second. But if he isn't, yeah, you are right. That is a good thing. But yeah, shout out to DeMeco for the ride or die. Good for him, I guess. Whatever. It is what it is.
No,
it is S&L here.
Not good for him. He didn't have to defend that hard.
Well, that's what he does. And he kind of smirked when he said it.
He started kind of laughing in the middle.
Yeah.
Almost like, I can't believe I have to defend this play because it's so dumb that my offensive lineman did this.
Yes, he's a ride or die for him, which is fine. Don't know how much riding there's going to be, but we will see. Texans still an 8-point favorite against the Cowboys. Cody Stoots has a little something special here for the S&L viewers.
All right, so it's something. It's brand new. It's a brand new segment here on S&L, and I simply just call it "What Bugs Landry."
Okay.
What bugs Landry? So I'm gonna ask you about something, and then you got to tell me how much it bugs you.
Oh Lord. Okay. What if it doesn't bug me?
Then tell the people that it doesn't bug you.
Okay, go ahead.
The defense of Tytus Howard.
It bugs me. Yeah, it's a lot. The whole Tytus Howard path has kind of bothered me. I thought that was the most unnecessary extension that Nick Caserio has ever given out. I had no idea what the point of that was. Like, it's one thing to give Nico Collins what you gave Nico Collins, because there's somewhere in the middle between soft tissue injuries and the way that he produces in this system. So I understood that. But Tytus Howard, who we hadn't really seen really stay healthy, and he himself had said that, and you hadn't seen him perform spectacular at right tackle, to make him one of the top 5 highest paid right tackles in the league at the time was the worst extension ever. Then you factor in that whenever things were bad with the Texans, like the Deshaun stuff, Tytus was on Twitter, like talking crap. Like he was like one of the guys, like he was just as bad as Lonnie Johnson. Yeah, like the defensive Tytus Howard bothers me a hell of a lot. He also tries to act like Laramie Tunsil when he's not Laramie Tunsil. I'll stop. Yes, right. Big time.
What bugs Landry? Change just to change solutions. So people that just want something different, even though that different thing, we have no idea if it's any better. Change to change solutions. What bugs Landry? Does that bug Landry?
No, I think the offensive line should be changed. I think that should be musical chairs. I don't mind like changing. Like if it's not broke, don't fix it. But if it is broke, I don't mind you trying to fix it. I don't mind shuffling around the offensive line. So sometimes change to change is fine. I have no problem with that. I actually wish the Texans would have tried as many things as possible with the offensive line, and maybe we would have made this discovery earlier, and it wouldn't have required an unfortunate injury from Kenyon Green.
All right, what bugs Landry? Running back investment failures.
Yes, big time. Yes, big time. They should be drafting running backs every draft. They should be shuffling them. They should have 2-3 running backs. It should be at least a 2-headed monster. The running back, the lack of investment in the running back has been bad. Although thank God for Joe Mixon, because I was going to make the running back jersey with all the running backs since Arian Foster. I had it ready to go.
Gosh.
Yeah, Joe Mixon got rid of it. I had all the names. I had
Alfred Blue.
I have all of them.
Can you go through the list?
I have all of them on my phone. I think I might have deleted it after Mixon balled out.
Alfred Blue.
I had all of them. Oh, here we go.
David Johnson.
Look, I literally have them right here. Tyler Irvin, Andre Ellington, Akeem Hunt, Jonathan Grimes, Lamar Miller, Alfred Blue, Deontay Foreman, Tywan Jones, Buddy Howe, Carlos Hyde, Duke Johnson, CJ Prosise, Scotty Phillips, David Johnson, Rex Burkhead, Mark Ingram, Philip Lindsay, Royce Freeman, Daria Gumbawale, Damian Pierce, Eno Benjamin, Devin Singletary, Cam Akers. So
What?
I was gonna make like the Cleveland Browns equivalent of a running back jersey with the Texans, but Joe Mixon bailed them out. I don't have to do it now.
Buddy Howell. I forgot Buddy Howell. Okay. What bugs Landry? Chris Sims.
Dude, he put me through so much pain he actually built character. I actually appreciate Chris Sims because I remember where I was. I remember exactly where I was. Like we were passing McDonald's. We were passing McChevron. There was like a McDonald's and a McChevron to the right. And we were listening to the radio and we found out that Chris Sims had committed to the University of Texas. And my dad and I were pumped. This was after Ricky stayed his senior year. This was Mac Brown's big recruit. Chris Sims, yeah, he's going to change everything. But my dad had a rule that whenever he got me a jersey, I had to wear it to school the Monday after the loss to like not be a front runner. So anytime Texas would lose to Oklahoma or they would choke, I would have to wear my Chris Sims jersey to school. So Chris Sims doesn't bother me that much. I don't think he should be like in the studio, but he actually built a lot of character because I had to take a lot of shit. After like he would throw like 3 interceptions against Texas OU or Colorado. Like after the Colorado game, I wore it in high school. That was junior year of high school. After the Colorado game where they choked, I had to wear it. So Chris Sims, I'm actually thankful for Chris Sims because he helped me build a lot of character.
That's good. Okay, I like that. What bugs Landry? Temporary fast food menu items.
It just depends. It depends if they're good or not. Sometimes they're worth throwing in the bag though. Sometimes you like get your normal order and then you're like, hey, let's throw that in the bag. Taco Bell's the king of that. Taco Bell's the king of you look at the bottom and you get your normal order and then
throw me some nacho fries.
Yeah, throw me some nacho fries. You ordered nacho fries?
They're a nice little throw in.
Those bug me.
You don't like the
No, fries at Taco Bell bugs me.
Okay. Have you tried the new Taco Bell Eras menu?
Yeah, I tried it in Vegas because they had because at the Taco Bell Cantina in Vegas you can like customize it. So I got like a steak Mexi melt.
Oh,
I got like a green burrito with like some chicken in it. Yeah, I did all that. Tostada, you get tostada with steak.
I did a Gordita Supreme the other day and it just
smacks.
So messy. It gets all over you. So good.
Smacks.
So good. All right, that's what bugs Landry.
All right, there you go. So on to Dallas. Is there any chance? I was talking to Melch yesterday, and he said that there's a chance that the Texans could lose to the Cowboys. Like he's feeling it. Like what does a loss to the Cowboys really look like?
Like how does it get there?
Yeah, how does it even get there? How does it get to that with Cooper Rush at quarterback? Like I just don't feel like this defense is going to allow you, and I think that's why this team doesn't lose to teams they shouldn't lose to. Is because we talked about like CJ dependency. I think the defense is so good that they're not going to let you down too often. They might run out of steam like they did against the Lions and Packers, but those are good football teams. But like against crappy teams, I don't feel like this defense is going to let you down for the most part.
I mean, you'd have to have some massive miscues in a variety of ways. You'd have to have a special teams mistake. You'd have to miss some field goals. You'd have to have probably CJ have a horrific game, like a pick six or something. And it's not like, look, Dallas has a potential game record that could really change the way that you could really change the game in Micah Parsons. But it's not like they have like this like top to bottom amazing defense and their offense just stinks. Nah, people have been lighting up the Cowboys here for a few weeks. So I don't know how the offense would fail to score enough points. And I don't know how the defense would allow the Cowboys to score enough points to lose this game.
Yeah, I think if there's anything that could happen that would be like just a kick to the junk, like if Trey Lance comes in and Trey Lance like has like a 1 quarter or 1.5 quarter stretch of looking good, or maybe catching them by surprise, I would think that would be the one thing that could happen. You could also have Micah Parsons just completely wreck the game, but I don't even know that that's really a realistic thing. But I think the possibility of Trey Lance being on standby would be the one thing that would maybe catch them by surprise. But I don't think they're going to be surprised. I think they're probably looking at both Trey Lance and Cooper Rush right now. And the other thing is they can't run the ball, and outside of CeeDee Lamb and Ferguson, that's all they have. They don't have anything else on offense.
Please put Trey Lance in there. I think he sucks. Maybe he's worse than Cooper Rush.
Yeah, he's bad.
So I don't really see how that. I have no idea how the Cowboys move the football.
Preston says you forgot Amon Green. Nah, running back since Arian Foster.
Since Arian Foster
is the running back jersey. No Amon Green at all. So we'll see how that goes. But I just don't see what the Cowboys looks like. I do think that would be like the. I feel like there was some.
If they lose to the Cowboys and the offense doesn't score enough points, then you have to fire Bobby.
Do you think DeMeco would ever fire Bobby?
I believe if they don't get it correct if they don't get it right before the end of the year, if they don't see something that they like from an offensive standpoint by the end of the year, they'd fire him in the offseason.
Do you think Bill Lazor would be the guy that called plays?
Bill Lazor or Gerard Johnson, or here's something that hey, what can and can't you report? Whatever. Here's the thing. Ben McDaniel's called plays in Cleveland for a practice. So their wide receivers coach.
So so Nick Caserio gets his wish and he gets a McDaniel calling plays.
Mm-hmm. So okay. I would think he's a name to think about.
They seem to like him a lot, man.
I mean, he survived the bad coaching staffs, and they let him call plays in a scrimmage / practice or whatever in Cleveland. So, he's the three names that you would consider: Bill Lazor, 2-time offensive coordinator in this league, neither time super impressive. Gerard Johnson, interviewed for offensive coordinator jobs, current quarterback coach. In everybody's perfect world, the succession plan to Bobby because Bobby was good and left, and then Ben McDaniels, the wide receivers coach. Those would be the three names.
Yeah, Slowick's going to have an interesting presser this Friday. That's going to be fun-ish. Maybe.
Is it worth asking Bobby if he's worried about his job?
That's what I'm asking him.
Okay.
That's my question. My question is, why are you the right guy? Period. Why are you the right guy? You can answer that, right?
Yeah, he can answer that.
It'll be fine. He'll go up there and try to say his thing. I mean, they're getting Nico back. I do think better days are ahead for the offense. How much better though is the question. Like
I would freaking hope so.
No, but I mean, you're going to need to maximize. You're going to need to maximize what you got when they haven't been able to do that. But I think that better days are ahead for the offense. How much better? Who knows?
Just we all need to make it very clear here. They could put up a 3-game fraudulent offensive run with the teams that they play over the next 3 weeks.
For sure.
Cowboys, Titans, Jaguars, and they could go into the bye week and then come out of the bye week and have 3 much tougher opponents in the Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Ravens, and look totally incapable of getting
3 good defenses, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 good defenses. Miami's defense is actually playing a little bit better. So, yeah, if you win the next 3 games, division's over. I think if you win the next 2, division's over. I don't know that the Colts are getting to 8. They could. This is the swing game for the Colts because the Colts they're going to the Jets. If you just hold serve, and let's say the Colts are able to pull off the win against the Jets, if you're just able to hold serve, then you just survive another week. But after that, the Colts got the Lions. So if you win and the Jets lose, like you could be 4+ up on the Jets very, very realistically in the next few weeks. The Texans are 8+ point favorites in their next 2 ball games against the Cowboys, and they've already put out the early line against Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee at home. Yeah.
And they got Gosh Allen back in there. I think Will Levis is back.
You have to imagine the Texans get 3 more victories here in the next 3 weeks. So they go into the bye week on a 3-game winning streak. The Colts are not winning 3 straight. The best case scenario for the Colts is they're going 2-1 in this next 3. They beat the Jets and then they beat the New England Patriots, which is not as easy for the Colts as
a little bit better.
It's not as easy as that, but they're going to lose to the Lions. So the Colts are going to lose another game over the next 3. And they have the same bye week as the Texans. And then coming out of the bye week, they go to Denver. And that's not a game I would believe in with the Colts. The Broncos are playing good football right now. Now they can't score very well, but their defense is solid. And then they get Tennessee and New York when the Texans get Kansas City and Baltimore. So they're going to make up 2 games there if you don't believe the Texans are winning both of those games. But is it out of the question the Texans split those games? Right now, it probably feels that way. We'll see in 3 weeks when the offense maybe gets back in tune.
Mushroom on the super chat 713 sucks. The D has to drag the offense. Also, Mario Edwards. Yeah, I think we see Mario Edwards pretty soon. He's been around.
Yeah,
he's ready to go. Yeah,
he'll be back. He'll be back.
He'll be back playing some good ball. We'll see. The defense, though, very, very good. Nico Collins, very, very good. He's going to be back. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Fun times ahead. On to Dallas. Tomorrow we'll be at practice. We'll get ready with you at 9 a.m. Locker room stream tonight at 10:30. We got your Texans coverage right here. Landry Locker, Cody Stoots. Subscribe to the channels. Like the video. Always remember when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together.
Eat good.